Rey Mysterio has addressed the idea of retiring and passing his mask down to Dominik, so we'll see what he had to say. We'll also take a look at what Ronda Rousey is continuing to tease. Let's start things off with the Mysterios. Rey Mysterio's WWE career just turned 20 years old, and there's no doubt in anyone's mind about just how important his legacy is in WWE. His list of accomplishments is endless, and he's one of the most popular and globally known superstars out there. Even people who aren't that familiar with WWE most likely are aware of who Rey Mysterio actually is. Rey Mysterio will be turning 48 in December 2022, and retirement has been on his mind for a few years now. Rey has even hinted at the idea that he would have been retired a few years ago if it wasn't for his son Dominik joining the family business inside of the wrestling ring. When Dominik said that he wanted to wrestle, it gave Rey Mysterio a reason to keep competing in the ring and be by Dominik's side. Ever since Dominik debuted, Rey's entire focus has obviously been on helping Dominik perfect his craft in his very young career. That's all Rey Mysterio wanted to do, just guide Dominik into the business and show him the way to start him off on the right foot. Dominik and Rey even won the tag team titles along the way as the first ever father-son pair of champions in WWE history. So you already know that Rey probably ranks that tag team title reign with Dominik much higher than even his world title reigns. And like we've been discussing a lot lately, it seems like WWE is continuing to push and hint at the idea of Rey Mysterio and Dominik going their separate ways. The Judgment Day has been really pushing Dominik into a corner with that entire situation in recent weeks. Well, Rey Mysterio was recently speaking with Sports Illustrated, and he once again addressed the topic of retirement. He had this to say, quote, "My next goal is to eventually be able to look for a great plan of retirement. I also want to make sure my son is set. I'm really enjoying his evolution. We're seeing a lot of growth with Dominik. I always have to remind myself he hasn't been doing this for very long. He's doing very well, and I push him to do better every single time he's in the ring. I want to hang up the mask down the road, and hopefully see Dominik carry that mask and continue with the Mysterio legacy." End quote. And Rey is completely right. Dominik is in his mid-20s. He didn't have this long history of wrestling in the independent scene or anything like that. He was always just around the business because of his father and just became a full-time superstar in 2020. Dominik didn't even have his first match in front of a crowd until July 2021. So being on the road and competing in front of these big crowds is still all new to Dominik. It's only been 1 year that he's been on the full-time road schedule. But like Rey Mysterio said, everyone has seen the evolution that Dominik is going through. Obviously, he's only going to get better and better as time goes on, and he gets more experience. As far as Rey Mysterio's retirement from the ring goes, it sounds like Rey is basically saying that the time of his retirement will be based on Dominik's development as a wrestler and WWE superstar. As soon as he sees that Dominik is more than able to hold his own in WWE, that's probably when Rey Mysterio will enter his own retirement and let Dominik go freely in WWE. A popular topic for years now involving Dominik has been the idea of him wearing a mask. The most popular fan theory, and what Rey has even talked about multiple times, is that Dominik will receive the mask upon Rey Mysterio's actual retirement. Maybe it'll happen on screen, maybe it'll be off screen, but Rey Mysterio will most likely take the mask off and hand it over to Dominik to continue to wear it and to continue the family legacy. Dominik wearing a mask right now wouldn't really make any sense or serve any purpose. But if we do eventually see a situation like that down the line where Rey puts the mask on Dom's hands, that'll obviously change everything. That'll give Dominik the best story and purpose to start wearing the mask for the first time in his career. The only thing that may get in the way of seeing this go down is if Dominik turns heel and splits from his father. If Dominik eventually takes out his father, it may start to get a bit tricky storyline-wise for Rey to peacefully pass down the mask. So in order for this theory to come true, Dominik would have to remain as a babyface and never turn on his father. So we'll have to see how that all plans out, but according to Rey, Dominik will wear the mask one day. A lot of fans feel like a full heel turn may be on the way for Ronda Rousey in the near future. For having to lose her title due to the cash-in, Ronda Rousey handled it surprisingly well. Usually if you're a champion that just successfully survived a long battle and then you lose thanks to a cash-in, you're obviously not going to be in the best mood. But Ronda lost her title to a cash-in roll-up and was just calm and collected and proceeded to congratulate Liv Morgan with a handshake. So it seemed like Ronda Rousey was taking the high road and remaining babyface. But the closer we get to SummerSlam, the more Ronda appears to be teasing a full heel transition. Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey had a backstage face-to-face segment this week, where Ronda sounded a lot more like her 2019 heel self than her current babyface character. Instead of taking the usual friendly route of, "May the better woman win," Ronda proceeded to say that Liv better shake her hand after she wins back her title, and how she's definitely winning at SummerSlam because her name is Ronda Rousey, and Liv Morgan is just Liv Morgan. So yeah, definitely not the type of promo and dialogue you hear from her everyday babyface character. Definitely sounds like Ronda was leaning more on the heel side with those words that she exchanged with Liv Morgan. So this recent shift in Ronda's character has fans wondering if a full-blown heel-turning moment could be coming up soon for Ronda Rousey. SummerSlam could make a great spot for this heel turn. Maybe it's this cockiness that Ronda Rousey has that ends up costing her the title match. Even though she's the defending champion, Liv Morgan is playing with house money and really has no pressure on her. Looking at the match on paper, Ronda Rousey should definitely win this match, no question about that. But maybe Liv Morgan does pull off another upset victory over Ronda Rousey, and this is the one loss that takes Ronda Rousey over the edge. After Liv got that upset win over Ronda at Money in the Bank, Ronda shook her hand and congratulated her. Maybe Ronda would go in for another handshake after SummerSlam, but end up attacking Liv Morgan after the match. Ronda is in a tweener sort of stage right now, so if she does attack Liv Morgan at SummerSlam, after another fair and square loss, maybe we'll see Ronda finally pick a side and go fully heel. The problem with a hypothetical Ronda Rousey heel turn is that the depth of the baby faces in the SmackDown women's division would seriously be thinning out. You would have Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Aaliyah as the only baby faces on the SmackDown roster, and the heels would just dominate the SmackDown women's roster with heels like Charlotte, Lacey Evans, Natalya, Shotzi, Shayna, Sonya Deville, Xia Li, and now potentially Ronda Rousey. So that's the only big downside to a Ronda Rousey heel turn. There'll barely be any babyfaces left on the SmackDown women's roster. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.